Welcome back to ICP Strategy. Tim here to break it all down for you. Obviously, this video is not financial advice in any sort of way. I am not a financial advisor, not qualified to give financial advice. I'm just an investor in ICP, and I'm here to talk about what actually happens when the ICP price goes up to $100 and higher. We're still in this, not even the disbelief phase, we're in the depths of the bear market, and I don't think people can believe that ICP can go up. Maybe they think that Bitcoin can go up and people are turning into Bitcoin maxis, which might not necessarily be the worst thing. I'm just happy to see people saving their money and investing in something that has value, something that has long-term prospects. And Bitcoin is fine. I have some Bitcoin and some other cryptos and stuff, and I don't think that people really see it as in terms of the market following Bitcoin. What's going to happen when Bitcoin goes back up to an all-time high and inevitably gets to a higher all-time high, 150,000, 200,000, 500K? Once there's no Bitcoin left to be bought by funds, institutions, countries, companies, you're going to see a major repricing of it. We already saw that with gold. We're seeing it on the collectibles market. We're seeing it with equities. And there's still some things that haven't fully repriced to reflect the falling value of our currency. And Bitcoin and crypto are one of those things. But they obviously have value because they're limited in supply. They have usage, transparency, transactability, and I don't think people are ready to accept the fact that the crypto market is going to follow in Bitcoin's footsteps. So if we see a new all-time high for Bitcoin, ICP is going to pump like crazy. It's going to be insane. And we had a spike to $20. How long ago was that? 3 years ago? And then up to almost around $10 maybe 1 year ago. I think that the cycle for cryptos other than Bitcoin might be on a little bit of a different timetable, or maybe the 4-year cycle has changed a little bit. Obviously it ended up playing out. I didn't actually think it would exactly the way it did. I don't think many people thought it was going to play out. I think most people thought that we had such a supply shock, crunch, all the liquidity drying up from the big players coming in and wanting to own all the Bitcoin. But there's also going to be people wanting to dump their bags. There's always that. Just yesterday we saw a bunch of massive green candles for ICP, and then a bunch dumping. People are they still see money. They can't not see money as the end result. They just want their money, especially if they feel like they made a mistake putting money into something, and now they're just hoping and praying that they can get their money back. That's really the wrong way to look at it. Money is just a tool in this game that we're playing, and you don't necessarily want to be too focused on just getting your money back. That's, I think, the trap people fall into, and they end up, inevitably, the future happens to people, and they wish they would have kept the assets they had purchased originally, and they wish they would have bought more, and they wish they still had what they originally had in their possession. And that's why I like to lock up my ICP for the long term. And a lot of crypto influencers, even if they are giving you advice, which they shouldn't be giving you advice, they should just be telling you the facts and the psychology of the market. But a lot of them are talking about when I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be selling at this point. I'm going to be selling this certain amount at this price. Sorry, I'm just trying to avoid traffic here. And I think that's the wrong attitude. Why would you be wanting to dump on your community and encouraging your community to dump their assets? You've got to the stage of buying the asset that you want to possess and own and stake and make money off and let it compound for the rest of your life. You can just earn passive compounding money from staking rewards. Why would you want to sell off your principal? I keep saying that. Why sell off your principal investment? Just because it went down and you're praying it gets back to the same point that it was so that you can get your money back and then watch the market keep pumping, and then you want to get back in so you buy in, but it's at a higher price now. People invest really emotionally. That's the problem. I don't know if you've seen that happen. Like I've said probably before in some of my videos, I had this person that I work with that invests in gold and silver, and talking about when silver was literally at its peak silver FOMO, when it was at $125 an ounce. She woke up in the middle of the night and she's telling me this. I just felt like I had to buy. I just felt something just told me to buy. Your emotion of seeing silver at this crazy run up and spike to the absolute all-time high, and until you've seen that happen and you've been there and done that and gotten to the point where the most important thing isn't just to feel like you're in the game on something that's all the excitement is revolving around, that's when you sell. I pulled out a Karl Anthony Towns card that I had. Nothing big. I think it was like a rookie card graded a PSA 9. And I sold it during the second game of the finals. It wasn't worth very much. I accepted an offer for $31. It wasn't worth anything. You can pick these up in raw form all day long for $1 on eBay. It was just like a NBA hoops card. But if it was a PSA 10, I would have obviously held out for more money, because those are harder and harder to get these days. Because I don't know if you're familiar with the card market, but PSA prices that they're charging to grade cards have gone up, and the turnaround time is ridiculous, and they're giving out a lot less 10s. But that's a sidebar. That's not what we're talking about right now. But that's just an example of the card market is something that is way up. People are just paying astronomical amounts of money. There's been over $40 million cards that have sold this year, even more than the COVID card bubble. So that's what you should be selling, but that's where people are so excited that they're paying and buying. They can print as many cards as they want and have people sign as many cards as they want and chop up as many jerseys and make them into jersey cards and logo cards and superfractors. Can run the printers all day long. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm not buying any cards. No, it's highly tempting. You get that FOMO, but sell that and buy what's low right now. You can scoop up. You can just ICP tokens all day long and stake them on the network, and then just collect the free staking money for the rest of your life and have that be a side income where you literally don't have to do anything. It's actually insane to think about. So that's what I'm doing, but I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. Do what you want. Consult a financial advisor before making any decisions about how you want to invest. Buying low and selling high. Selling high would be like stocks. Buying low would be, you can scoop up some silver. Starting to get back down. People just don't have any belief that it will ever come back. It'll definitely come back. I'm going to go crazy. Maybe not next month. Maybe it'll be next year. Maybe it'll be 2 years from now. But we're going to see ridiculous prices, and people are going to be FOMOing in emotionally with frenzied, furious pace. That's it. Like, subscribe. We're going to be talking ICP from here on out.